Hi Sankalp, Eesha and Ashima. Welcome to Cinema Express.
Hi.
I happened to see your film Pinky for Pitta Kathalu and I really loved it. So, Sankalp, this is probably your most normal film till date. So, you made Ghazi and Antariksham, which are no way closer to the real world we see now. But how did Pinky happen?
See, first thing, it's a normal story, but when I'm doing it, for me, it was not normal. That's because of
Okay.
my previous two films, which happened underwater and another happened in space. So
Yes.
this one was completely not normal for me. So I took a simple story and I wanted to make it as complicated as possible. The original love stories makers approached us. Then
Cool.
they said they wanted to make a Telugu original. So that's when
Mm.
they approached me first, and then things happened, and then I started to think on the story at that time, not before. This was not
Okay.
an earlier story at that time, and then
Mm.
it just happened. Actors Ashima, Isha, Satya, Srini, they all said okay, and then it happened.
So, Sankalp, this question is for you. During a particular scene, Srinivas' character brings in a brown gown. He shows it to Isha's character and says that she didn't want a white gown because it will get easily stained, and she didn't want a black gown because she didn't like it. So, is it a metaphor to her character? Like white means being entirely pure, and black means being dark. And again, in the finally she picks a blue gown. So that's a gown of her choice. Is it a metaphor to her character?
Right, exactly. You are right. I think Isha will answer this because when we shot, I briefed her this character like 1 year back. No,
Yeah.
completely somewhere that sp- lost in
Hmm.
over a period of time. I think I briefed
Hmm.
Isha everything about this. She might answer you rightly. But yes, it was
Okay.
a kind of a metaphor at that time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. But yeah, as Sankalp Karu told, like he explained me the scene, everything, and
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, Meera explained it. I was like, I
Yes,
don't
you are
want to
right. It's a
explain
metaphor
exactly
at
for
that
that
time.
way.
It's a metaphor.
So I have to ask you guys the million-dollar question. So was Pinky's character pregnant? Because I guess it can be interpreted in any way because there's a kind of a mystery surrounding it. Because Srinivas' character gives he gives a frozen look, and a few days before they have a different pregnancy test. So what's the mystery? How can we interpret it?
I'll tell you like simply. Uh,
Yes.
you watched it in a way you will interpret in a you interpret it in your own way. The way you watched
Okay.
it,
It was intent to be like that.
it was meant to be interpreted by different people in a different way.
Cool.
So if 10 people are watching this, 10 people will interpret this ending in a different way. So that
Great.
was the agenda of our story, and I think we actually
Yeah, succeeded.
reached it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because when we
You
showed
really
it to
did.
several people, every one of them had a different take on its ending,
True.
and different questions
Great.
were being raised.
They were like, why did it stop abruptly like that? Like we thought of something else like that, like this. So
Hmm.
yeah, that's the
I
interesting
felt
part, obviously.
so. One more thing I admired about the your shot is the usage of background music and the close-ups. So it was nice seeing able actors perform in close-ups, and the usage of music was brilliant because whenever there's a complicated tale, the music tends to be a bit darker or it gets very serious. But I like the light-hearted tone of the music. So,
Yeah.
We intentionally
like,
gave that light-hearted tone. The
hmm,
close-ups because it was meant up for OTT. When you're watching an OTT, on mostly you'll be watching it on a phone or maybe max on a laptop or on a on an Android or Apple screen. So it was meant to be tighter, the close-ups and all
okay.
those things. It was intentional.
So, Isha, you aren't new to anthologies exactly because you have been a part of OW. So, when you were approached for Pinky, what was running on your mind? Because technically, this is your OTT debut, and you shot for the film relatively way before the anthology boom and the OTT boom happened.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. It's a first,
so
All of
yeah,
us OTT debuted. Everybody,
everyone's
everyone's,
debuting.
all
Yeah.
yeah.
actors. Yeah.
So, how was their experience? And what was running on your mind?
I think the exciting part is like, Sankalp the director and the platform, Netflix. So because of Sankalp and Netflix, I badly wanted to do this project. So and later the script, everything has come. So I know definitely it would be very different from regular movies and all. So I always want to be part of such movies which are very different and unique in their own way. So yeah, it just happened like that, and good that it's releasing now, because I think the shooting was done
Last
one and a
year,
half years ago.
2019 October.
2019. So I think yeah, after the lockdown, everything has changed. A lot of things changed for cinema. So I think this is the very good time. This kind of anthology is releasing right now, and people are like, they want to watch it, and they are open for ideas, different contents and all. And OTT, Netflix especially, you have like more exposure. You have this like worldwide thing. So I think it's a very very good thing for all the actors and even the all the creative people basically. Yeah.
So, Ashima, like observing your filmography, you've always altered between languages. So you've always altered between Tamil and Telugu releases. When it comes to Pinky, it's being dubbed into multiple languages and it's technically a multilingual. So how much of a boom is it for a budding actor like you? So having a multilingual release on a OTT which can which can reach multiple countries.
I think it's definitely very benefiting if your movie is released in all the languages, because then you have a better audience reach, and then you're no longer just tied to the language. It's more about watching a story, and whatever your mother tongue is, you can watch that language. And as I say, like even coming from Australia to learn Telugu and Tamil, it was very challenging for me. But I think it's about language is just as long as you're able to emote the right emotions and all, you will connect with the right people. And I think, as you said, it's a big boon, for this movie. So it's both the Telugu and the Tamil audience and all other audience can enjoy it.
Sorry to interrupt. It's almost like releasing in 190 plus countries. It's
Yeah.
coming on 190 plus countries.
Correct.
So your work is reaching just
Every corner of the world.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anybody can sit somewhere and watch
Yeah.
it.
So yeah.
So I would like to extend the question to you, Sankalp. So as we know, it's getting dubbed into multiple languages and reaching multiple countries. Was it a concern for you to make the subject universal, to reach every single audience, and it shouldn't be pertain to a particular lingual or a regional audience?
Universal in the sense, none of us had any idea. Like four of the directors, me, Nagi, Tarun, Nandini ma'am, none of us really, at that time when we sat together, we didn't had any idea what we are going to make it. Then we started pitching multiple ideas. Then we stick to this one particular woman strength, how to show a woman in a different light, in a positive way, in a negative way. So this was the bottom line when we thought of having writing a script at that time. It was not like let's do a film that will reach larger audience. Let's do a script. It's not like that at that time. It was only make a simple story or make a story which is more woman-oriented dynamics, which are the woman-oriented dynamics, and then try to, because Netflix anyway will take it to different parts of the countries and other countries as well.
So, Isha, as Sankalp had earlier stated that the close-ups are more prominent and longer in Pinky because it's an OTT film. So, when you have more close-up shots, an actor gets an arena to act and show their skills. So, do you think this will expand your revenue in terms of silver screen films?
Yeah, it will definitely. And on OTT, as Sankalp Garu said, you can watch it on your mobile, laptop, anywhere, and you can actually pause and see everything, each and everything. Like you can zoom in, zoom out. So you have to be extremely careful, also, I guess. Yeah, it'll definitely help. Silver screen also, but I think OTT is more what do you say, clear, I would say. Like now the movies are getting are getting released in OTTs also. Previously it's only big screen, you can't zoom in or you can't see it, like pause and see it. So I think now you have to be careful.
Oh, so Sankal, I'm just curious about the back-end process of Pitta Kathalu, because I'm hearing different kind of interesting working process for each anthologies and OTT films. So, what is the back-end process of Pitta Kathalu?
Backend, we have a fixed budget. All the 4 directors have a fixed budget. They give you the budget and then they tell you whatever you want to make, you do it. None of the theatrical producer will ever do that. They give you hand over the money and they tell you do whatever you want. So that's the flexibility, that's the liberty. I mean, that's the freedom we had. And then we 4 directors sat together and then we started discussing the story. Only the idea we were discussing, not even the screenplay or not even the complete script. Only the idea we were discussing, and once we had locked the idea, we went apart and then we again came together after we completed our stories. So none of us knew none of the stories, like how we shot it, what we made it, until we finally saw it in a mixing time.
But everybody knew the stories, all the directors?
None of them knew my story.
Okay, you are very secretive like that.
No, I'm not secretive. I don't know how to narrate a story, so I kept silent. So Tarun narrated a story, Nandini madam narrated a story. Through Tarun and Nandini madam, I came to know Nagi's story, Nagashwin's story. So my story they came to know when they were watching it.
Top
Great.
secret.
It's difficult to narrate.
So, Ashima, I'd like to close the session with a question to you. Sankalp had previously mentioned that every single person who sees this film will have an interpretation of their own. So, when the script was offered to you, how did you interpret? What was your interpretation of the entire story? Because you are also a character in the film, and how different was it, and what was your interpretation?
I think, any character, when they are reading a script, they will always look from the point of view of that character.
Okay.
So it's like how, for me, I am the focal point of my universe. Sankalp is the focal point of his, and Eesha is his. So, and then I think when it goes to the audience, whichever person is going through similar circumstances, they will tend to relate with that character, and then for them that will become the focal point. So that's what I think. When guys watch a story, like, they will think of themselves as the hero, and what will they go through if if they saw a girl. And when girls are watching the movie, it is like, oh, I'm the heroine and all. So I think that is universal phenomena. It will happen all the time. So even in this case, it did happen. I did see the whole story from the point of view of a wife whose husband was cheating with another woman, and then of course I thought I was the right one. But I think there was this, every character in the movie there will be a gray area. Every person will think that they are the right ones, and
They will have their own flaws, yeah.
Other person is the one who's being the villain in your story. So yeah, but I did connect with my character, who is more of an independent woman, even though she's married, and she's the one who takes charge and wants to take the husband around and all. So 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks a lot for your time, and I really loved Pinky, and I really wish and hope that the same team comes together to make another film together sometime soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.